Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Scarlet Linen Show. I'm your host, Nikki Cole, and we bring to you the world of fashion, entertainment, and community events. I want to thank you so much for joining us. We're going to continue our interview with my very special friend, Cherryll Lidderam. We talked about Fashion Week. There was a lot to cover. Omaha Fashion Week 2024 was a 3-night event. So there's a lot of designers we've been bringing you. Cherryll and I had a chance to talk about some of our favorite times or things that stood out for us, favorite moments during Fashion Week. We had a chance to talk about her world of pageants. So why don't we go in now to that conversation that we had in our previous episode. All right, Cherryll, I'm excited to continue our conversation about the world of pageantry and how you even got started. I know we have some pictures that we'll show of you with your titles that you've won, but how did you get started in the world of pageantry?
Okay, how it came about was a friend of mine, her daughter has been competing since younger for scholarship grants.
Okay.
And one day we were sitting in my kitchen and I was telling them about my desire to write a book of my life experience, but I did not know how to do it.
Okay.
Right? And shared to them my life experience. And then the girl that was into pageantry, she said, "Auntie, have you considered joining a pageant?" And I laughed because at that time, I'm a little bit overweight at that time. And you never really know that in a pageant world that there's such a thing as misses.
Okay.
I've always thought about pageant, young, skinny, miss.
Okay.
She's like, "Yeah, there is a missus." And I started laughing and I says, "Me, old?" And it's like, and then heavier? And she started laughing. I said, "Yes, Auntie." I said, "There's such a thing as pageant. The only difference with that is that you're more focused on your platform. So you have to think about the platform. With you, you have a voice to share.
Right.
So create a platform from your life experience that you want to write a book." So that's how it got started. So then I dig into it, and because she's in the pageantry world, she was able to give me different pageant system and tell me different things about them. And she said, for a starter, this would be a good place to start.
Okay.
So then
Good.
that was really good. That was very helpful. So then I, talked to I called the director, and she told me to put in an application. So the state title was an appointed title. So my first pageant experience, my first title was Mrs. Nebraska Worldwide.
Oh, that's exciting.
Under the worldwide pageant system. That's how it all started. It's just a matter of conversation at the dinner table.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that. Now, you do hold different titles. Mrs. Nebraska 2018 through 2020, Mrs. USA Classic 2021, Mrs. Worldwide Classic 2022, and Mrs. Nebraska Senior 2024-25. And it all started during a conversation at the dinner table.
Right. So this is what happened. So I get an appointed title for Mrs. Nebraska in the worldwide.
Okay.
I competed so I become Mrs. Nebraska twice. The first time I compete, I did not win.
Okay.
I lost, but I became a fourth runner-up. So I shouldn't say I did not win. I won.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's right.
But that time I won fourth runner-up, and I got Mrs. Congeniality Award.
Okay.
So then I competed again, and I did USA Classic because of the age. So each division have different age level.
I see.
So then I competed and I won the USA Classic title. And then following it up, I competed for the highest title under Worldwide Pageant, which is the Worldwide Classic. So I competed and I won that. So that's the highest title that I have. Now the current title I'm carrying is Mrs. Nebraska Senior under Nationwide Pageantry. So I'm starting from the very beginning again.
Oh, are you?
Yes. So because the Worldwide Classic, that's the highest title under Worldwide Pageant system.
Okay.
Now I'm a totally different pageant system, starting from the very beginning, and compete next year. So in July of next year in Scottish Rite. So I'm excited.
Oh, you should be. Now, is that right here in Omaha?
Yes, it
Okay.
is right here in Omaha. And
see.
both of the pageant systems are right here in Omaha. Also,
Okay.
they're located here.
Well, something that I thought about when you were sharing with us your experience and how you didn't win the title, but you won Miss Congeniality. And I think that's important for people to know that when you compete, in the world of, let's say, entertainment, someone wants to be an actor or a model, whatever the case may be that they're going out for, all the times they're not going to get it. They're not going to get that role. They're not going to get that assignment that they wanted as a model, or they might not win a pageant title. But that should not stop anyone.
Right. So I agree with you totally, because first of all, when you want to be an actor, a model, why? So that's what you want to ask first. Why do you want? I mean, it's always fun. Anything is fun, right? But your question is why. So my purpose with that was, I'm fine if I did not win, because I always believe that having a title is great, but you could do whatever your heart's desire without the title either.
That's right.
Right. So yeah, my why is just to have my voice out there. So to me, I already won just by being in the pageant.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I'm able to share my voice, what my platform is all about.
I like that, because we're really here to service other people.
Right.
What can we do to make someone else's pathway or a little less strenuous? When you thought about, how can you get your voice out, get your message out? Someone came to you and said, hey, have you thought about the world of pageantry? So it's just listening to the different voices that's around us to help guide us, because we're not here to make it on our own. We're not here to do things for ourselves. I believe there's always service. There's always community.
Right.
What can we do? So if you have that in the back of your mind, that's my source. That's my reason for doing this. Then every step you take is a win.
Right. Like I said, my niece, that kind of encouraged me to do that. I called her niece.
Okay.
Good. So her goal, her whys for joining the pageant is to get a scholarship grant for college, and she did it. She's got a full ride scholarship for 4 years. She's actually graduating college this year in May. Yeah, but she started that, and then that was her why to get there. At the same time, being there, she's also being developed. So I really encourage those young girls.
Right.
Hey, that help you with your resume when you go. So in my case, what helped me is that now my voice is out there.
Right.
And yeah, I can always, serve in the community, so that's my key, my thing, my heart is to put my voice out there.
Right. Now, you mentioned your platform. What's close to your heart? What did you decide to speak out, as your platform in the world of pageantry?
I'm a domestic violence survivor.
Okay. Excellent.
So, and I know that nowadays that's kind of like a taboo to talk about. Okay. Because like people are hurt, so they're very vague when it comes to domestic violence. Well, how can you stop that when it's really prevalent without you even knowing it, right? So because I'm a survivor, I know that being in that and getting out of it, if I did it, everyone else can do it too.
Right.
So that's why I choose that platform, because it's from my own experience and I made it out. So my platform is domestic violence awareness, beating the odds, breaking the chain. You can beat the odds and you can break the chain.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but there's a big but. You have to take a leap of faith, because I'm telling you, I would not be here talking to you, talking about my platform without taking a little faith and my God.
That's good.
Because
Yes.
I would not, God is always, when everything seems so hard and you could forget God and you ask God, why? No, God has always been there, but also God will help you to get out of there. You just have to take that step of getting out. And that's one of the message I really want to tell everybody out there that's watching us right now, that domestic violence can be stopped, but it has to start from you. You
Yes.
know, the fear. I know fear is one of the biggest challenges as a domestic violence victim.
Right.
I was in fear to step out. I was in fear of where would I go? You know, but you really, there are helps out there.
Right.
You know, when it feels like there's no help, there is help. You know, because I lived through it, and without those helps, I wouldn't be here.
I'm glad that we have this show because we do talk about fashion and entertainment, but community and community events. But we're here to talk to the community, you know, because there could be someone watching right now who's going through that experience and they're thinking, how can things get better? So we're here. We're here to show them your classic example how things can get better, to go from a victim to victor.
Yeah.
I see a victor in front of me right now. I see someone who took that leap of faith, stepped out there, and now you're married. You have a wonderful husband, wonderful marriage. I know that because we're friends.
Yeah.
Okay, we go to the same ministry, the same church, and I know that now seeing you being confident in that poise, it takes a step. It takes a higher, believing in something higher than yourself, right? And so if someone is out there watching, you know, what would you say to them just as a matter of, can things get better? Could there be a light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, well, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm here talking to you,
Right.
right? And there is help out there. Reach out. So if you could, if the first help you reach out doesn't work, there's more.
Right.
Just don't stop.
Right.
A lot of times, and you know, I have to agree with certain things with a lot of the victims that, well, I tried, but don't stop trying, because the first help you reach out did not work, there will be another one, because believe me, I reach out a lot. That's why I was in that situation for 6.5 years, between the fear and the rejection.
Okay.
Or you feel like you're rejected, but it's not really rejection. It's just that they don't offer the needs that you were looking for at that moment when you reach them. But there are help out there.
Right.
But you can, and also listen to your friends. Sometimes the best help are the friends. It's just that they could not help you if you don't want to help you.
Right.
That's the key. Help you. Take a leap of faith.
Exactly. It definitely takes a strength, and everyone has that strength. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, doesn't seem like it, but it's there. And I'm glad that you're here talking about that, and that you have this platform with the world of pageantry, that you can bring this to different individuals, to their attention, because there's someone who's going to be looking. There's someone who's going to be listening.
Yeah, and that's why I'm grateful that, you know, I'm here talking to you about my platform, because I wanna reach the world if I can, because this domestic violence is worldwide.
Yeah.
You know, challenges. So yeah, that there's a help out there, and I made it. And you know, I'd like to, my goal is really to get into the younger ones, because sometimes, believe it or not, if you start talking about the results, there are people right now, there are kids right now that are in that environment, but doesn't know how. So that's how they learn. So when they grow up, that's all they know. So they think it's okay. It is not okay to be abused.
Right.
You know, so yeah, then this being here in your TV show and talking about my platform, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Because I want to reach out saying, hey, it can be stopped. And one day I'll get into school system, because that's kind of my goal.
Yeah.
Getting in there and be able to talk about domestic violence and how they can break the chain.
Well, you know, I'm glad that you didn't stop when you heard about the world of pageantry and what it's about, and how you thought that there were limitations and that the door wasn't open to you. You know, there people out there are thinking about doing certain things, and they think there's limitations. And when we bring it kind of back around to style and to fashion, about, you know, having a positive self-image about ourselves, you know, whether you're a plus size person or a slimmer person, there's a world out there for you. Someone has created something for them, for the person who's listening. And you know what? If it's not out there, create it yourself.
Right.
Create it yourself. If you are going through something and you're saying, you know, it'd be great if we had a certain, you know, just, I don't know, service, or, you know, something for young people, and it's not out there, then be the change. Create it yourself.
Exactly. And you know what's funny? I got to share this to you. So when I was in that domestic violence environment, you know, when you're insecure, you don't want to do nothing about yourself. You feel ugly. You feel all these negative things, right? So how I pulled out from it, it's a day-to-day decision. I don't do it every day. But when I'm in my very lowest, that's when I'm so pretty outside. Because I try to pull something out. How can I, you know, because self-love is very important when you're in that environment.
Okay.
When the person that you thought loved you are the one abusing you, and you're not feeling that kind of love, and you know that that love is not supposed to be that way, how can you fix that in your own small box? Because you're in a box pretty much, right? So what I do is I put lipstick on. I mean, I don't wear makeup a lot. I mean, I started learning how to put makeup on in the pageant world, right? But before that, I tried to dress up nice, just even when I'm at home. Cleaning, just to make myself better.
Right.
You know, that's one step. So, yeah, and it's fun. Like you said, you create it, so you create it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I am thankful for your voice that you have now and that you're sharing with our listeners, you know, our viewers that are out there. You know, if someone wants to get started talking about the world of pageantry, if they want to get started here in Omaha, do they just kind of Google, you know, world of pageantry, or what would be your suggestion to them?
If you want to start, just say local pageant system in Omaha, and it will show. There's quite a few of them, and depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Every pageant system in Omaha, especially in the Mrs. portion of it, is a platform based. So yeah, so it all depends. Like I picked the ones that I picked because I don't want to wear a swimsuit. Yeah,
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So you don't have to wear a swimsuit.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so that's one of the things. Like I don't want to wear a swimsuit out there. You know? So yeah, so that's why I choose the pageant system that I choose because of that.
Well, that's good to know. So if someone doesn't have, because I always thought about if a person wanted to go into, you know, to be in a pageant, they had to have a talent, right? You have to wear the swimsuit. You have to do kind of what we've seen in the media, but you don't have to choose that.
No. So the pageant system that I have, so there's no talent. So then there's no swimsuit. So a lot of it are how you carry yourself, how you put your platform, how did you work your platform? Through community service, right? So community service is big. And then question and answer, of course, and gown, that's it.
Oh, wow.
So it's, yeah.
Love that, love that. Especially with someone who's really community focused about wanting to make a change in the community, to see that, and they love fashion and style and, you know, all of that, but they can merge those two worlds together. You know, that's fantastic. And that's what really, to go back to my point that I made before, that's what really why we're here. It's not just to go to work or to, you know, to just take care of our needs, but what's going on out in the world? How can we impact what's going on out there? And there's a lot going on out there in the world that we can do our small piece. Everyone does their small part and a lot gets done.
Yes, I agree. And in the very small things, I mean, so many things can be done. Yeah, and by the way, you don't need to have a title to do that either.
I like that.
You know, the only difference when having a title is easier for you to get in, but there's always a way.
Right.
If you have a will, if you have a will to do and serve the community, there's always that.
Well, you know, I like that we're here talking fashion, entertainment, community events, and how we can impact our community, because that's what, not only community events, but how I talk about many times, how individuals can do their part to impact our community, to make our way of life better. So this is an example right here of how just an individual can make a difference. You know, there's corporations that do their part, that's great, but there us as individual people can get out there and however that looks like, we can do our part to impact our community. So I want to thank you for that, all that you do. I'm thankful that you survived. You know, you're not that victim anymore, but I said you're a victor because you have overcome. And that's for anyone out there going through anything that's negative in their lives. They can go from victim to victor.
Yep. Exactly. I like I said, I'm a living example, and it was bad. Don't wait till it's too late either. You know, don't wait
Okay.
till it's too late.
Right. Exactly.
Because here's my thing: the abuser will never change until they realize that they abused their loved ones. And they won't even admit that. They will not admit that because they abuse the ones that they love the most without them knowing it. So don't wait for that. Sometimes tough love,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you for coming on and sharing that your experience with Fashion Week, your experience in the world of pageantry, and then your platform. That was important, just to be able to reach different ones out there. Because someone, I guarantee you, is going to watch this. And if we can just reach one person with a message that you can do this, then we've done our job.
Yes.
So I want to thank you for coming on. We're going to have you back on.
Okay, thank you.
For sure, to talk more fashion. Next year at Spring Omaha Fashion Week 2025, we'll have you back on. We'll talk about how they've gone up the next and surpassed what they did this year.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Cherryll, for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right. All right, it's time for our Scarlet Challenge. We do this at the end of every episode. It's all about affirming the good that's within us. Just reminding ourselves that we're great and we can do anything. But right now, I want you to get a mirror. If you don't have one, just take a few seconds to find your mirror. I have mine. And we like to just take this challenge of just, encouraging ourselves. Because if no one else tells you you're great, I want you to tell yourself that you're great. And we're going to do that with our Scarlet Challenge. So right now, I want you to get into your positive space mentally, okay? And I want you to repeat after me while looking at yourself in the mirror and say, I am great and I can do anything. Your turn. Very good. That felt good, didn't it? It felt good when I said it. And now I want to just encourage you out there. I want to look at you and tell you that you are great and you can do anything. Whatever you have before you, you can do it. I believe in you. I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to take this time to say that I am great and I can do anything. And I'm going to tell you, you are great and you can do anything. I want to thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Scarlet Linen Show. As always, I'm your host, Nikki Cole. I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day. Bye now.